Welcome to hobbyhottips.com. We're going to be using our green stuff push templates again to convert a trooper into a space wolf. We're using the bear head template. If you ever want to see any of our detailed sculptings, please go to hobbyhottips.com, where we have nice detailed sculpting lesson videos. And here we're using a soft sculpting tool to just fit the bear head onto a backpack. To stick it on, we use super glue, and remember, once you stick it with super glue, it stays forever. Now we're going to be doing a shoulder pelt. So again, get some green stuff, roll it out, and place the push pattern on the green stuff. Remember, put some water on it first, or Vaseline. It'll help so the template does not stick to the green stuff. And use the end of the hobby knife to push up the shoulder pelt form. So we see the form there that pushed out of there. The green stuff is nice and thick, and we start with the claws first to try to get those up, and then we continue cutting, and that's the shape we're going to use on our trooper. And then just pull up on the template, and we can use it again later. So we're going to use our hobby knife to press in some hair details on the green stuff. So kind of stagger it a bit, it'll look more like hair. And then we'll use the knife to kind of make those neat looking edges that the template gave us and give them a little more hairy look to them as well. And we can use the hobby knife also to keep the claws looking straight. Now we'll scrape it up, put some super glue on the shoulder pad, and then put the pelt right on the shoulder pad. And just kind of dab it to make sure that it's stuck properly. And again, we're using a soft sculpting tool to conform the green stuff onto the shoulder pad, giving it a nice wrap around. Now we're going to use the wolf head template. So we're going to roll out some green stuff, wet the template, use the end of your hobby knife to push up the green stuff. And like all of our other head templates that we have, you just scrape, flip, giving you material for sculpting, and then scrape the rest. Now we're going to use the hobby knife to sculpt the details of the wolf head. Again, using the knife to push in the eyes, and then the harder edges that the template provides, we're going to push down hair. And you'll see even on the nose, the top part of the nose, we just use the side of the knife and then smooth that down, giving it the look of hair, but also a smooth look to the face. Now I'll put a split in the nose like wolves have, and also use the knife to give it the nostrils. And then just adding more lines to the snout, kind of rotate it as you sculpt. If something feels uncomfortable on your wrist, feel free to rotate the acrylic sheet. Now we're putting the details on the ears and the eyes again. You'll notice that green stuff, it keeps poofing up, so you have to come back in again and push down the details that you want. Now I'm making the head kind of have a scowl. Now it's ready to scrape up and put on the model. So we're going to put a dab of super glue on, and then we're going to place the wolf head onto the shoulder pad. The shoulder pad has a nice round radius to it, and that'll allow you to make the head also have the same radius, so it'll give it a nice realistic look. Push down the fur, put more detail in the eyes with the soft sculpting tool, lift up the ears, and then just go over again the details that you want to stand out and to be sunken in more, as the green stuff does like to get kind of poofy as it hardens. So you just go over the details again and again, and you'll get a nice sculpt. Now we're going to do our leg pelt. Put some water on that leg pelt, and then use the back of the hobby knife to push on our template, and you can see the green stuff rising. What's nice about our templates is that you can use them for many different things. This just isn't a leg pelt. It could also be used for shoulder pads, whatever you could put your imagination to. So stay tuned. We'll show you many different uses for our templates. So we're going to go ahead and sculpt our hair into this pelt, And we're also going to do something you may have not seen on our channel before. We're going to do a flip claw. We're going to flip the claw over and sculpt a pad on it. So after we have the hair done, there's little different ways to do hair. You could pull it out and cut it to give it a nice hair look. And here's the flip. You'll see the claws kind of got a little uneven, so we're going to straighten those out. And now we're going to sculpt pads. So on each side, go ahead and flatten the paw out, and it gives you a nice surface to sculpt little pads underneath each claw. And then on the sides where we flattened it, we're going to sculpt little pieces of hair to show that there's hair on each sides of the pad. Now it's time to scrape it up and put it on our model. So we'll scrape it up and we'll put some super glue on the front part of his leg, and then later we'll put it on the back side so we meet the two halves of the green stuff and they'll stay there. So there's the super glue. And stick it on, and then use the soft rubber sculpting tool to put it in place, and then wrap it around. And then when you get everything meeting in the back, we're going to put a little bit of super glue just so to make sure that it stays there. Now we're going to put some more details in the hair just so we could finish it off. It's always good to do a lot of finished detail after the green stuff is on the model. That way you know how everything's going to be fitting on the model. You see where the details need to be more accentuated, which ones might necessarily not even be seen on the model. So it gives you a better idea of what the finished sculpt is going to look like. Next, we're going to show you one of our new exciting templates. It's our small skull template. So we'll just push that out. Now we're going to use the scraper to scrape it up, and now it's time to sculpt our miniature skull. So you can see we need to use two tools to kind of keep it down, and we want to use the soft sculpting tools to put the two pieces together. Just kind of push on the temples and the nose, and they will form one piece. And then after that, it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to necessarily hold it in place anymore. So we'll use the hobby knife to accent the teeth, to give it kind of a scowl look, also to make the cheekbones stand out as well. And scrape it up, and we're ready to place it on our miniature. We're going to put it right on the knee. A little important tip: as you notice, you will have to put a bolter on there. So once you place it and sculpt it, go ahead and put that bolter on there, and it'll actually kind of form a nice flat edge. So you want to do that before, obviously, the green stuff hardens. Otherwise, it's going to be a real pain to get that bolter in there. So right now we're just getting the details. The knee provides a nice round surface to give it a realistic rounded look for the skull. So there it is. We have a lot more green stuff tutorials coming up, like capes and hoods. So stay tuned. If you liked us, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you like our templates, go to hobbyhottips.com.